Good afternoon and welcome to More Meets the Eye. I'm your host, Blind Prime, and for today we're going to be covering Transformers Legacy Evolution Scraphook. Now, if you've watched my YouTube shorts, sorry for the sounding like a chipmunk on cocaine, but it can be very difficult to get out all the words I need to say in under a minute. It's not something that I can do without speaking really quickly. I have no idea how other YouTubers manage to accomplish the task of making a video in less than a minute and saying all that they need to say without editing. Just one shot, less than a minute, and I listen to some of these shorts and I hear the edits in them. I hear all the spliced together content. It's very easy to hear it. And turns out making a video less than a minute that contains all the information that you want to get out there is, it's not an impossible task, but neither is it an easy task. It took me today at least 10 shoots to get it less than a minute. My video ended up being 49 seconds and sounding like a chipmunk snorting cocaine and taking Adderall. So enjoy that, and I hope you enjoy that visual I just gave you. Now I'm thinking of Alvin and the Chipmunks on cocaine and Adderall. Oh my. Alright, so let's start today's video by talking about Scraphook's accessories. So we're going to move Scraphook over here off to the side, and we're going to talk about the accessories he comes with, because he comes with a few. Comes with a couple of these really cool pipe things. They are like the exhaust pipes you get on Hot Rod, except that they're not. You can take them off, and they have a 1 and 2. They have 2 siege ports on them and 1 siege peg, and you can actually combine these together to create a zigzaggy thing that doesn't make any sense at all, but you can do it. I think that's pretty neat. Okay, you can combine them together to make zigzaggy stuff, or you can take one of these. That's not it. Here it is. One of these little guns that you can put on his wrist, which is a pretty interesting thing. So we'll talk about the gun, and we'll put the pipe down for a second. The pipes down for a second. This gun is like a little intake for the engine that you would see on muscle cars and stuff that sits on outside of the top of the hood, except it's got 2 little notches on it, and these are supposed to be machine guns or something. And then it's got he comes with another one that makes 4, and these will go across the hood of the car. And there it is. And they're supposed to go across the hood of the car, or the truck mode, and look like air intakes. But you can also put these on his wrists in order to give him some gun action. So that's pretty cool. I like the fact that you can do that with these things. Look here. We'll just put one on his wrist for now to showcase that. Boom, right in that siege port. And there's a nice little gun thing on his wrist. He can also hold them in his hand if he wants to. So that's something that he comes with. Those are 4 of his accessories. He comes with 2 pipes and 2 of those things. And they also can combine together if you want, but you can't really make some giant sandwich thing out of them, but you can make some stuff out of it. I think you can set that there on the underside of the pipe, and then you can put it in his hand, and now he's holding a gun that shoots at a 45-degree angle, because, why not have a gun that can shoot around corners? So that's something you can do with the pieces, and there's 4 of those. He also comes with this little spare tire, which is more like a spinny blade thing. It's got all these little edges on it and stuff. It reminds me a lot of a saw blade, but in spare wheel form. So it's a saw wheel. And then he'll also come with this hook and crane piece, like Nader from the Cars movies. He is that traditional tow truck that has the hook and the little crane on the back, but you can actually take the hook out of the crane spot, and you can give the hook, put the hook in his hand, and now he can walk, he can call random teenagers on the phone and leave them messages in blood saying that he knows what they did last summer if he can just hold it in his freaking hand. Hey, hold. Now come on. Don't be obtuse. There it goes. Excellent. Yeah, see, he can hold the hook, and then he's like, I know what you did last summer. Yeah. A lot. of horror movies include giant hooks like his. And I think it's nice to give him a horror movie accessory, just in case, So that's that, and you can also put the little the crane thingamajig in his hand, and he can hold that. But I don't know why you would. And also, it doesn't hold very well. Oh my god, his hands get stupid. They want to roll out of the way, and you gotta get him positioned right. There it goes. So you can put him that thing there, and then you just go ahead and attach this little thing we made earlier. There you go. Yeah. Maybe you need to put it on the top. Yeah, we can put it on the top. Boom. Just like that. Wow. It's so silly. It's a crane gun. Yeah. All right, let go of it. Thank you. So that's his accessories. There's 6 of them, no, 7 of them overall. A lot of accessories for one Transformer to come up with, which is really cool. You don't normally get this many accessories with a Transformer. And I do like the hook, and I like these other pieces. Apparently, because everyone has enjoyed the hook so much, the newest member of the Junkions, that will be a Decepticon that transforms into a muscle car or something, will also be coming with a hook, because the designers really like the hook. I thought that was also cool. So let's talk articulation now. Now, articulation-wise, his head swivels in one spot. It doesn't look up or down. Sadly, it doesn't have a ball hinge. Now, his shoulders actually move up at a 45-degree angle on each side. You can rotate them up 45 degrees. Then you can rotate the arm around 360 degrees. And there is a little bit of butterfly because of transformation, but not much. And then you got these elbows that only pull a 90, and also that joint is very weak, and we're going to discuss how to repair that joint when it falls off, because it will fall off on you, and I'll show you how to do that momentarily. The hands swivel 360 degrees, and then we come down to the waist. The waist swivels 360 degrees. The legs on the thigh can kick up at a 90, and can kick forward at a 90, and can kick back at a 90. So he's got full 180-degree motion in his legs, backwards and forwards, and also got that side to side. It's almost a 90. You know what? I'd give that an 85-degree angle. Yeah, I'll call that one 85 degrees. And then he's got a swivel right above the knee joint, and then he's got a single knee joint. And he's got a swivel at the feet to allow him to do some nice motion with them. You can go backwards and forwards with the feet and side to side with the feet. In addition to that, you can also change how the feet fit on him. So you can move the feet back a bit, and he can shrink down and be a smaller size. But he also gets giant clown feet. Or you can pick the feet up and he can be taller. Isn't that neat? Or you can even go so far as to change the way that this feels, and you can where did I put it? Let's grab one of these guys. All right, there it is. You could put this guy, the little double guns that I was talking about. You can put them there because his legs become the hood of the car. And if you put the gun there, it thickens out his leg and changes his profile. So I think that's kind of neat. You've got multiple ways that you can have this guy standing up. And getting this piece out isn't too difficult either. So there's a lot to do with this guy's articulation, and he is also very sturdy. So let's get him in a crazy pose. Okay, so he's bent backwards, and then just spread his legs out like that. Yeah, look at that pose. Look at this pose action. I think that's wild. You could just get him in these action poses. Just good grief. Let's see. Can we get him in the nice kick vertically? Oh, can we do it? We can. Oh man, I love it. I love it whenever you can actually balance him on one foot and have him like kick to the sky. Yeah, take that, Mega. Take that, Devastator. Yeah, he can kick Devastator in the face. Green, don't you stretch and knock my lamps off again. I swear. Do you want to come over and say hi in the video? Or you just want to sleep over here in the corner? People want you in the videos, Queen. Yes, they do. They want you to say hi and hello, but all you want to do is sleep. Freaking orange cat. Always sleeping. Till he's not sleeping. Maybe I should get some treats for my videos. Shake the treat bag occasionally, get him up and moving. He usually just sleeps there. So that's articulation for Scraphook. Scraphook has got some amazing articulation to him, and because of the stiffness of most of the joints, minus the elbows, and we're about to talk about the elbows, but the stiffness of the joints below his waist allow him to achieve some very nice stances, and you can articulate him very well. Now here at the elbow, here's that joint that I want to talk about. So we only get a 90-degree bend at the elbow. We get just a little more because this is technically a double jointed elbow, technically. And it doesn't really work very well as an elbow because of the way it's designed. So let's break the elbow to show you what happens. So you're turning it, and you accidentally break the elbow off. Oops, I broke the elbow off. It's okay. This thing was designed to be broken. So when you break it off, you'll find that there's these two prongs, and then in between these prongs, there's little bumps. And those bumps are going to fit into the little bump holes on the elbow that's just kind of hanging out there. So line the prongs up with that little slit in the elbow area that you can feel with your finger. You can feel there's a nice rough, rounded bit, and then in the front, it's thin, and there's little bumps on either side, little holes for the bumps. And then you just snap that guy back in place, and that's how you repair the arm when it falls off. I shouldn't really say if, because this thing will fall off on you. Now, another feature I enjoy about it is his backpack. See, his backpack kind of sits out. It sits a little bit away from his back, but you can undo them, and you can have them folded on either side like little wings, which is pretty cool. Or you can fold them deeper inwards, and you can have them compressed down into his back and makes his back a bit convex. And it's all up to you. But he's got many different ways to display him, which I approve of. So, this can be an army builder if you want. Now, I admit that the head may not be army builder category, but the rest of the body is. You can change it up however you want and change his profile all over the place, except really the arms. Now, let's get to the sculpting, and then I'll talk about siege boards. Now, the sculpting here, his head sculpt is not the greatest in the world. I'm used to being able to feel a lot more on these head sculpts, but this is just not really the case, and I may actually have his head backwards. His head is difficult to feel, so I think the hollow sections are his back, and spin that around, and that must be his front, because there's a nice spike to his mohawk there, and I do think it's neat that he's got a mohawk. Mohawks are cool. All right, that's the sculpt work for the head. Nice mohawk. Head's a little difficult to feel out. It feels like they did a lot sculpting, and it's all in there. It's just I don't know. I don't know how I feel about the head. Honestly, I don't know how I feel about the head. Now I come on here to the chest, and on each of his breasts, we've got these nice vent action going. Love me some vents. And then he's got this chest armor happening, and it's a very clean chest. A very, very clean chest. I don't know if there's an Autobot symbol, but if there is one, I'd assume it's right where my finger is. Right there. Because there's a smooth rectangular or square area that feels like maybe it has an Autobot symbol painted into it. But there is no sort of sculpted Autobot symbol, which is alright. But I like me some Autobot symbols that are sculpted. And we come down here to his waist, and we've got a really nice waist action going on here. He's got some great sculpting in here. It's not boring at all. It's actually kind of nice. And the way that his legs are built actually adds a couple of layers to the sculpting for the waist, the upper thigh area. Now, another good thing about him, I do enjoy it whenever the creators and designers actually put some sculpting and molding into the thighs. Really approve. And we come down here to the leg, and we've got some really nice, robot armor action going on the front of the leg. We got some little bitty spikes on the front, just a few, 3 on each leg, and we got some more little armor bits, and the spikes are right above where the wheel well is. And then we come down here to his toe. His toes are heavily armored with these crazy spike things going on, and this is, of course, all the front bumper of the and these are brush guards. That's what they are. The front bumper of the tow truck is the front of his feet. And then we flip him around to the back, and we got these nice long heels that allow him to accomplish a lot of stances and stuff. These are some massive heels. It'd been cool if you could fold them in half, because I think they are just a bit long, but they do make a big bottom profile for him, so he can stand in just many ways. So just boom, stand, boom, stand. I think that's fun. He's going to have a hard time falling over. This guy likes standing up. Now, let's get to his siege ports. Well, actually, I did want to mention that the underside of his feet are also sculpted. And here's something interesting that I found. The sculpting on one foot and the sculpting on the other are different. This is weird. Okay, I've never experienced this before, because there's no reason why these should be different, but they are. One of them has some really nice sculpting of what feels like that corrugated steel, where it has the little shapes on it and the little X's all over the place to help give it grip. That's what it feels like on the bottom of one foot. And then the other one has some hollowness and stuff, but it doesn't have that grippy texture. Instead, it's got this weird triangular chunk missing out of it. And it's odd. I don't know what's going on with these legs, but these feet are different. Every part of this robot has been perfectly symmetrical. The left and the right have been matched, except when we come down here to the underside of his feet, and we see something completely different. Even on above them, we've got the foot that has the sculpted in textured pattern, has it on the other side of the foot as well. And the one that doesn't have any sort of textured pattern is very smooth and flat at the top, but it's got this cut out of the side, and so does this one. It's really weird, and if anybody knows why they did that, why these feet are different, let me know in the comments below, because I would like to know. Why are those feet different? And also, another thing to let me know in the comments below is if these pipes are chromed or not. I don't know what color they are, and if you could let me know, that'd be cool. As being a blind person, I have no idea what color those are. So, now let's come over here to the sculpting on the arms, and we've got some really nice sculpt work going on here with the hands. We've got some decent arm action going on here, and we've got a hidden siege port. Yeah, there's a hidden siege port here. I'll showcase that. So here's this thing. It's got a siege peg in it, and we can put that on the arm, but on the underside of the elbow. What's up with that? What's up with that? It's such a weird spot for there to be a siege port. And it'll come out in the transformation to be kind of the back of the vehicle, but it's still a weird spot for a siege port. And then you come up here to his arms. You got some really nice riveting. They sculpted in some good large rivets or bolts to hold the wheel together, and you got this really nice wheel with the siege port in the middle and really nice feeling hubcap. Same with the lower leg. The wheels are the same, and then the rest of this arm feels like a mixture of robot armor and tow truck. And I think I approve of that. I approve of how this thing meshes tow truck and armored junk soldier together. And then we talked about the wings, so let's now talk about siege ports. We'll start from the feet. The feet have one on the underside of each foot, so that's 1, 2. And then the front of the legs have 1, 2, so that's 4. The side of the leg has 1, and then 2, so that's now 6 going on the legs, and there's no more around the legs. We just get those 6 ports. Now we come up to the body area, and we don't have any ports anywhere around here, but we do get 2 ports on the back. So now we have 7 and 8 port, and then on the arms we have 9 and 10, counting the wheel, and then 11, and of course perspective end, I'm going to count the hands, so 12, and then 12, then we come over here, we got 13, 14, 15, and 16. Then we count the hidden siege ports on the underside of the elbows, and we got 17 and 18. Good grief, 18. Then, if we take and combine these pipes, each pipe has 2, so this is 18, and if you plug it in, you'll lose 1, but we're not losing 1 entirely, so we just can count 1 of the 2 on here. So we're going to count 19 and 20. Of overall 20 possible siege ports on this one transformer out of the box. 20. All right, I don't, like Perspective End said, Hound doesn't have 20. And Hound was winning the most for the most deluxe the most siege ports for one deluxe figure. Now it's Scraphook wins that. I just wanted to bring that to your attention. Holy crap, Scraphook has got a lot of ability, it's got a lot of possibilities with these siege ports. Now, let's do one last comparison before ending the video, and I wanted to do a comparison with him and Hoist here. Now, Hoist is the other tow truck. This tow truck came out in Earthrise. Now he's got some Earthrise problems like looseness of joints, major looseness of joints, okay, which is a big negative on him. Though because he's got pinned elbows, his elbows don't break off. Though because they have poor quality control, the elbows are super floppy, and so are his knees. And that's something I wanted to bring up with him compared to the Scraphook. And when I was playing with Scraphook, I thought about the wheels. And I'm bringing Hoist here because Hoist was the first one to do this with the wheels, and it took Scraphook for me to notice it. This peg that fits the wheel that's in his leg, so his back wheel onto the car, has this hole in the center, and it's actually a siege port. And it's a siege port that doesn't spin when the wheel spins. I don't know if you noticed that before, but that's my first time noticing it, and I wanted to bring it to your attention. Unlike Bulkhead, who has a bunch of wheeled siege ports that spin because they're part of the wheel, this guy has the first siege ports that don't spin when the wheel spins. And then Scraphook took that design and made it better. I like Scraphook's design better than Hoist's, but we can tell where Hoist was the start of this. And I wanted to showcase that. Also, I wanted to showcase something else about Hoist that is different than Scraphook. Okay, so if I take my Hoist, I'm holding him in one hand, and I'm holding his legs, and then I'm going to take my hand, and I'm just going to pat his front. Boom. Look at that. That is messed up. He just falls. And the messed up thing about it even more is that he's got double jointed knees. This dude has got double jointed knees that they allow him to go and kick his own ass. But he can't use them for any sort of display purposes. You got to have this guy standing straight up, because if you bend one of these knees, it's all going to come apart. He's just going to fall down, and he's going to make a mess. And that's the difference between him and Scraphook right here, Hoist and Scraphook. See, I'm going to hold the Scraphook's legs in my hand, and then I'm going to pat him. Oh, look at that. And if I move my hand away, he still stands up because they did such a good job balancing this figure out. I love it. I love it so much more than I like the Hoist. Hoist was cool and all. Hoist is definitely a bigger deluxe figure, but Hoist has got a lot of waffling. He's got major waffling in the back of his legs, and all of his leg joints are stupid weak. So you can't get the full range of motion that you possibly could with the Earthrise Hoist. But you can get that range of motion with the Legacy Evolution Scraphook. A great record. And finally, before I end the video out, I wanted to bring out Junkion in his motorcycle form to see if the hey, you're not supposed to roll away, stupid wheel. Get back on there, crazy wheels. And then that's supposed to fold down. There we go. All right, now let's see if Scraphook can fit onto this motorcycle. They designed it like that, which I think they did. They definitely designed this guy to fit on most things. And he does. He does quite well. You can pick his feet up so his toes are touching the ground, kind of. And then his arms move around. His hands rotate. So you can rotate his hand around. And there it is. Now let's go ahead and put his hand into this spot there. Nice, nice. Now we're going to go ahead and take his other arm, rotate it around. Rotate, hand, thank you. Now we're just going to put his hand into this spot here. All right, there we go. And what fell off? Huh? Oh, that back wheel fell off again. Let's put that back wheel back. There it goes. Excellent. I put the two back wheels on this guy so that he can be like a four-wheeled motorcycle. That's cool. So you can get your Scraphook to ride the Junkion motorcycles, and I think it looks really nice doing that. This is a great collection, a great addition to the Junkion collection. I'm looking forward to getting more Junkions down the road and showcasing them with you on this channel. But I think that's enough time I've spent with you today. Please tune into my channel tomorrow, where my Blindformers episode will be discussing how to transform Scraphook from their robot mode into their vehicle mode. And then on Thursday, I'll be doing a video where I discuss the vehicle mode and its pros and cons. And then on Friday, I guess I'll produce a weaponizer video talking about the weaponizability of Scraphook. It's not very much, but it's enough, I think, to make a little video on. So please tune in then, and thank you for watching. So until next time, bye bye for now.